moment, and moments come around. You're gonna think you're gone down. I told you, you dandy, bogus operandi. My motor, so handy. Nothing but bogus operandi, yeah. Nothing but bogus operandi, yeah. Woo! You're gonna die. Like a bird, like a bird.
It's the Hives. Yes, the Hives forever, forever the Hives. Pele, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Didn't you hear it?
You sound fantastic. You sounded great at Maida Vale that day. Was it nice being back in the Maida Vale studios for the BBC?
Yeah, I love that place. It was great. Always had a great time there. It's also nice because like a lot of times it's pretty stressful doing like promo. But when you get into the Maida Vale thing, it's like calm. And you get a cup of tea and you get to rock out and it sounds great.
You're right. It's almost like Maida Vale has its own microclimate, isn't it?
Yeah, more like energy-wise. It's kind of calm and nice there. And it's also like the start of our new album, The Hives Forever, Forever the Hives. It starts with the sound of a symphony orchestra warming up. Yes. Or like us faking that. And I actually got that from like the first time we did a Maida Vale session. I was just kind of strolling around the perimeter, you know, getting ready to do our thing. And I walked into this room and it's like this massive hall with a symphony orchestra warming up. And it's like the most terrifying sound I've heard in my life. So I was kind of just trying to recreate that.
It is quite a daunting sound, isn't it? Yeah, kind of.
And loud too, like people complain at rock concerts are loud. Like none of those people have any hearing.
I mean, you know a thing or two about those rock concerts. You have gigged consistently since 1993. You are constantly referred to as one of the best live bands in the world. And this record, I mean, you purposely went in to make the new Hives album thinking about it as an arena album, did you?
Yeah. It was more a thought experiment, like we're going to make a new record. What do we want this to be? And like, what would the songs sound like if the Hives played arenas? That was kind of the starting, like the embryo of the idea of what we wanted to make, because it felt like something we hadn't tried before. Like we always kind of, even if we played big places, like we kind of made songs to play for 200 people, like, because that was what we grew up doing. But to just kind of think about, like, what if we need 100,000 people to get into it?
It's so good. Well, luckily, you do have an arena tour for November, calling here in Cardiff, Glasgow, Manchester and London, and I can't wait. But take us back to little Pele, growing up in Sweden. What was the first concert that made you go, wow?
The first concert I decided to go to, like, on my own. I had to bring Dad because I was 11. Was a festival in our hometown with a lot of like extreme metal music. It was like the German thrash metal band Creator. There were some punk bands. There was, my favorite band at the time was a band called Candlemass, which played doom metal.
Candlemass?
Yeah, Candlemass. It's a good band. You should check it out. But it's like the polar opposite of the Hives. It's like Black Sabbath at half speed, basically.
Well, I remember when you were emerging, I think Alan McGee was touting you over here, signing him to his new, I think it was Pop Tones record, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
After Creation.
It was.
I did a documentary for Radio 1 back then called Finding the Hives, where there was budgets back then, Pele. I got to come to Sweden to try and find you because you emerged from a kind of DIY punk rock. It was a really heavy scene that you were involved with in those early days in the late 1990s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very like extreme. Well, there was both. There were some melodic versions of it as well, but there was some pretty severe hardcore music. And those were like the shows that we could get. Even though we didn't really play that type of music, we would play with anyone that would have us and some people that wouldn't have us. So we'd play with like metal bands, we'd play with hardcore punk bands. So we were lumped in with a couple of different scenes. When we got to the UK, it was like, oh, the Hives are part of this new wave of garage rock. But we've been like a band for 7 years and been lumped in with like all sorts of punk and hardcore things before that.
Well, that makes sense to me then, with all the guests that you kind of roped in to help making this new album, which we will talk about in a second. But let's hear another song from the brand new record, which is out now. The album is The Hives Forever, Forever the Hives. This, recorded at Maida Vale, is enough. Is enough. It's The Hives on BBC Radio 6 Music. What a treat. And we are joined by Pele Alchemist from The Hives for this beautiful session. So yeah, this new record then, I'm reading that Josh from Queens of the Stone Age, Josh Homme, Mike D of the Beastie Boys was involved, Pelle Gunnerfeldt, who's been collaborating with you for quite a bit, and you did some of it at Benny from ABBA's studio. I mean, it's back to what you were at the beginning. You're always making friends with people from different scenes.
Yeah, right on. If we could make something that sounds like a mix of the Beastie Boys, ABBA, and Queens of the Stone Age, it's pretty decent.
It's pretty decent.
I don't think that's how making music works. They just put a bunch of ingredients in and you get a consistent result. But
it's always the Hives.
Yeah, I
though,
like all
it?
that stuff.
But it's always you. I mean, you've said you can't make music that sounds like anyone else because you are the Hives. Something happens when you're all in that studio together.
I think that's kind of the point of it too. Like that's why it's ceaselessly interesting to me, because I don't know what we're going to come up with. And that's why it's fun to keep trying.
And working with Mike D from the Beastie Boys was a big deal for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's like a childhood hero. Like they've done so many versions of the Beastie Boys, but since me and Niklas, like when we were 10, we were learning their raps in the back of the car and stuff. And since then, I've kind of been a fan of every iteration of that band. And we toured with them in 2004, so we had like some kind of acquaintance, so like friendship. And I love the way those records sound. It's so playful and bizarre, yet they're like worldwide hits. So he seemed to be a guy to have involved.
That's so cool, yeah.
It's also funny to see how everyone got so starstruck when he came to the studio. Like it doesn't happen a lot with the Hives. Like maybe like the Rolling Stones and Iggy Pop and AC/DC, and then like Beastie Boys. Like I think those are the only... Everyone else were like unimpressed by it for whatever reason.
So funny, it's so good. Do you think the Beastie Boys look at the Hives and gone, if we'd have just stuck to the guitars, maybe we'd have been as good a punk band as the Hives are now?
Well, I mean, the Beastie Boys, when they actually played punk rock, like Heart Attack Man or Gratitude and stuff, they kind of did it better than everyone else, I think. Like, they're a fantastic punk rock band, so they don't need to be jealous of us. But I think most people would be jealous of us. It seems like we're having a lot of fun, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, every performance you've ever given, I know you give 110%. And what for you...
That's actually impossible, by the way, but yes, we do.
What for you, Pelle, makes a good concert? What are the ingredients needed for it to be a good show?
We need to show up, and then the crowd needs to be great. And they need to be... A minimum of phone usage is good. And a maximum of moving their bodies around. Like, I think that's because that makes us better and it makes them feel better. And then it's kind of like an exchange of service, like energy bounces back and forth. And if everyone's on their phone filming it, that's kind of short circuits that thing. That is a rock show.
And when you look at the bands that you've played with, you mentioned Rolling Stones, AC/DC. I know Arctic Monkeys took you out on tour as well. Yeah. I mean, were there any pinch me moments at those concerts? Was it a Rolling Stones or an Akadaka gig?
Yeah, I think just standing in front of AC/DC's Marshall stacks with long hair, that was what I dreamed of doing when I was 6. Like that was I didn't dream of being an astronaut or a cowboy or anything like that. I dreamed of like being on stage with AC/DC in front of their Marshall stacks. And now I've done that. So that's like a full circle pinch me moment. I lived my dream. All is well. We can quit now. It's good. And then also like just the crowds at the Arctic Monkeys shows were fantastic. Like the English really are good at liking a band if they agree on it, like Oasis or Arctic Monkeys. Like those crowds are amazing because everybody agrees.
We're going to play another Maida Vale session track now. You kindly agreed to do some hits for us, as well as songs from the brand new album, which has just come out, The Hives Forever, Forever the Hives.
Yeah. We love our hits, man. We'll play them forever.
Yeah, well, we're thrilled. We're thrilled. Everyone's thrilled. Here we go, Six Music. We're going to play Bogus Operandi right now. It's The Hives at Maida Vale. Here it is. That's Bogus Operandi in session for BBC Radio 6 Music. We are so happy to have The Hives with us. I mentioned that documentary I did earlier, Finding the Hives. I can't believe that was 25 years ago, because I'm only 21. It's a miracle, Pelle. But I remember on my way to find you at a festival, I think it was in Malmo, you were playing a little outdoor stage. I think it was 2 stages. I remember Franz Ferdinand playing around as well.
Oh yeah. I think it might have been called Accelerator.
Yes, it was. Like that, yeah. That's the one, Accelerator. You've got a good memory. And is it nice seeing faces and friends in bands who were playing with you at the beginning of that time as well?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's also like this, with like the Strokes and the White Stripes, like those people share an experience with us that no one else can share. Becoming popular at that time and like you said, there's still being budgets and stuff, was like the experience, even like the Arctic Monkeys breaking through a couple of years later, was different.
Yeah, sure.
Because it was like the dawn of the internet. Like, us and the White Stripes and the Strokes, that was like the last blip of pre-internet actually selling albums success, which was kind of cool. It's sort of like being there for the fall of the Roman Empire.
One thing I remember from coming to find you at Accelerator Festival in Malmö was eating on the way there in because in the UK we have garages and like roadsides. It's normally sausage rolls or a sandwich. I, in one of your roadside stops, ate a carrot burger, which was a burger made up of shredded carrot. Now, did I dream
that?
This?
That is wild.
Is that a real thing? Do you still eat those in Sweden?
I think that there was we don't. It's not a common Swedish thing. I think there was a lot of people became vegetarians around that time, mostly because of straight edge hardcore being a big deal. So there was a lot of vegetarian food around, especially at festivals and stuff. But it was always like an emergency solution where, like, what do? We just take the meat out and replace it with something that's absolutely not meat.
Carrots.
I've had a carrot burger or two and it was terrible. There's better ways of doing that. Sorry I cursed on the radio. I'm not sure I'm allowed to do that.
We'll blip that. That's incredible. So I was more straight edge than everybody else without even trying to be straight edge, just by eating a carrot burger. I was ahead of the game, Pelle.
Yeah, people are also very drunk at Swedish festivals. So you would have been more straight edge than most people there, since you were doing a job and everything, trying to find the Hives.
That's right. And we found you. And we're so happy that you could come back to see us and play for us here on BBC Radio 6 Music. Listen, best of luck with the tours. In November, as I mentioned, it's Cardiff, Glasgow, Manchester and London. Best of luck with everything. The new album's brilliant. Oh, one final question. 7 albums since 1993. It's not a lot.
Not especially stressful, is it?
It's not a lot, is it, Pelle?
Quality takes time, man. You got to put a lot of pressure on coal to make a diamond.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good quote. On that note, we will say tick, tick, boom. And thank you very much, Pelle. The Hives forever, forever the Hives.